Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 27 for Game 2, or Episode 2, I should say, with the Washington Nationals in 2026. Where currently we are off to a 9-5 start, .643 winning percentage, 2 games back of the Phillies, who are 11-3, but we are in second place in the NL East. We are going to review the draft pool, and if we did the OSA mock draft where the Nationals are picking 11th, and Brody Brumilla, a 18-year-old right-hander who we are trying to scout, is expected to be our top draft pick. Now, I'm not mad about that. I think you can see he definitely has a lot of the qualities we would like. We are trying to scout a number of players as well. And we have not yet re-signed anybody. So CJ Abrams has his contract expiring. Definitely would like to re-sign him. Luis Garcia Jr., 6'2", 250-pound, 25-year-old first baseman, also is going to have his contract expire. He's not great infield range-wise. He is pretty good as a first baseman. Doesn't have a lot of pop. Right, 50 power. He does have 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Last year for the Nationals, he had 16. The year before that for the Nats, he had 18. So he's not without power. Of course, James Wood, who is still on a minor league contract, he's the guy he and Abrams are the 2 main ones, and then Dalen there in left field also. So like the 1 through 4, we want to try to re-sign. The rest of the lineup, I'm a little less convinced by, and I think next year, honestly, if I'm a that, I don't want to overstate things, right? I really, really don't want to overstate things, but I do think next year for the Nationals, we could potentially be a wild card team. And obviously, we need these 4 guys to stay healthy and to develop a little bit more. But that is a strong core. Now, we need to balance out the lineup a little bit. And we obviously would also need to bring in some pitching, although DJ Hurts, I don't know if he's like an ace, but I think this stuff, he doesn't have great stamina. Like that is one thing he really is lacking. But the rest of his stuff, control could get a little bit better. Stuff, movement, home runs allowed, BIP. 2 really good pitches. 1 could get really good, and 1 could be above average. So 4 quality pitches. He's a normal type, so he's not gonna give up extreme home runs all over the place. He's a rotational piece, probably more like a 2, 3, 4 kind of guy, but with 2 being the utmost ceiling, and then the rest, probably being more realistic. But I do think that his return, presumably he's able to stay healthy and pitch reasonably well, that helps. And if we could find another starter throughout the free agent market, I don't think we're going to do a lot of trades. Right? I don't think we'll do many trades this year because ultimately I am trying to take the long-term approach with the Nationals and say, organizationally, right, we've had times in the past where we were good for a few years here, but then we also had 6 years in a row where we were under 500. 3 of them we were almost under 400, and 1 we were. So, long-term approach here with the Nationals, what we're trying to go for. I guess if the team stays hot and we continue to be in a playoff position this season, then we'll make more trades as we get closer to the trade deadline. But for right now, it's really just about, hey, let's build this up. Try to, develop the top 4, re-sign Abrams, Wood, Garcia, probably Lil, because his contract is also, I believe, up at the end of this year. And then kind of slowly fill in some spots, right? Like Millis, he's not a bad catcher. He's not great. He does avoid Ks pretty well. He runs actually really, really well for a catcher. Not great at the plate, but he's, average-ish. I think he'd be a nice, backup catcher, or potentially starter next year. Not somebody I'm really going to expect a lot of. Josiah Gray, you know, a little bit better stamina. You know, I could see him being at like a number 5, right? I think he might be better than like Brad Lord here, but so like let's say we have a 3 out of 5, right? I do want to try to find a reasonably priced veteran pitcher. Nobody crazy, but because financially, if we look at our salaries, all right, Trevor Williams will come off the books, $7 million. Foster Griffin, I don't think we're going to offer arbitration for. 5.5 million. Yeah, 6.1 ERA so far. Keibert Ruiz, we have locked up. Now, I might try to trade. Just because while he is sitting 308, has decent contact, does do a great job avoiding Ks, and again, not bad behind the plate. I don't know. You know, I'm not sold on that one. Littell, we're definitely gonna let go. Right, so Williams and Littell are gonna leave. Miklos at 37 will leave. I don't know if we're gonna offer Gray arbitration. So again, like we do want to revamp our rotation, but again, we don't want to go super duper expensive and go all in for, you know, a massive ace. So anyways, that's enough talking. Let's simulate through a few games, maybe get to the end, maybe get to May, and we'll see where we're at. All right, we lose 1-7 to the Brewers. We have a couple emails. We have a Dominican Republic, Fernando Mangul, a 16-year-old shortstop, although it says he's a third baseman. Low batting average with a low OBP. Okay. So we've got the Pirates now. I don't think we've found a young player yet in our scouting system that I'd be really excited about. We lose 4-7 to the Pirates, so we've lost 2 in a row here this episode. We lose 3-4 to the Pirates, so we're 0-3. But again, like I do think Brody Bumila, that 18-year-old righty, 6'9", 255 pounds, could be 4.5 stars, from Rainham, Massachusetts. 3-pitch arsenal includes an off-the-charts changeup, elite fastball, elite curve. When his command is on his pure stuff is enough to draw swings and misses, he has the potential to be a top-of-the-line starter. He is a lefty. So we will create a 2027 draft, and we will add him. And again, right now, he's expected to be our top pick as of today. We get beat by the Pirates again. We're now 9-9. We finally end our little losing streak to salvage the series. And now we have the Giants at home. So we're 10-9. You know, 1-4 here so far, episode 2. Taking a look at who's doing what. Garcia's hitting 373. Wood 304. Dalen Lill has 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, and is hitting 297. Abrams 279, 1 home run, and 10 RBIs. The bottom of our lineup, right? Millis, Nunez, and Young are just not really giving us much. And again, that's kind of like why I'm saying I'm not going to go all in on like a super duper expensive pitcher. I don't think we're like 1 or 2 pitchers away from contending, but also because we do need to try to, unless we're able to find people through the international signings draft who might be ready to come up right away, or free agency, we need to lengthen out our lineup a little bit, right? Or potentially through people in the farm system, right? But we have to lengthen out the lineup a little bit. So we're taking out the Giants. We're 10-9. We lose 2-1 in extras. We come back with a nice 4-1 victory. We do have 4 emails. Aiden Robbins, who's a right fielder, 6.5 rumor demand, could be a 3-star. I don't. Really good on the base pass, pretty good defensively, can play both corner outfield spots. Could be all right, at the plate. Like I don't know. I don't know if I would say he's really great, but Toussaint Ryder Helfrich, who's a young catcher, 6'1", 200, 2 stars, could be 3 stars. His strength up at a Charger baseball, above average number of diggers, above average catcher, solid eye. He's another righty. And decent pop, got to strike out a decent amount though. I don't expect him to be around, but catcher is a position potentially we might want to upgrade. Who is Reese? Ace Reese, third baseman. Okay, now this is a dude we would definitely probably take a flyer on. Not gonna give us much on the base pass. Decent defensively, could not gonna be elite there. Power could be really special. He is another lefty, and he's gonna strike out a lot. But if he's available, that might be tough to pass up. Caden Sorrell in center field. We know we need a center fielder. Good pop, good bip. Going to strike out a decent amount, though. Really good defensively with the air and the arm. Could play all 3 outfield spots, and he's pretty good on the base pass. He is another lefty, so again, that would be 5. But, it's nice to get a victory against the Giants, right? So we're now 11-10 through 21. We win 11-10 in extras, so back-to-back victories for the first time. We're going to take out the Braves. Jacob Lombard at short. Could be elite. 6'2", 185 righty. Awesome power for a shortstop. Good at everything. Good at everything. I mean, honestly, if he's available, I would definitely probably look into taking him. I don't think he's going to be available. I think that's the bigger issue. But, we'll have to wait and see. 12-10 through 22. Beat the Braves 3-1. Lose 8-3. And we have received a message. Jacob Young, by the office of the commissioner, at a recent national break, which we also lost. Okay, we lost 8-3. At National Spark, Jacob Young of Washington took exception with Dylan Lee of Atlanta, said to have tackled him. Okay. This has led to an old-fashioned bench-clearing free-for-all between the 2 clubs. After the umpires restored order, they ejected both players. Today, the league commissioner's office took action, suspended each player for 2 games, citing them for inappropriate aggressive conduct. This season, Young is swinging the bat at a 194 pace. He has hit no home runs and scored 6 times while driving in 13. His on-base percentage is .282, and he has played in 24 games. Okay. I mean, can we talk to him about it? No. Doesn't look like we could actually talk to him about it. Now, when does his contract expire? After 2026. So Jacob, I am going to re-sign. 1, he's a righty. 2, he avoids Ks, has good contact, decent eye. He has no power. We know that. Really good as a base runner and an elite defender. So if nothing else, he's a good 5th outfielder, which you need. Lil has cooled off to 250, Wood down to 267. Luis Garcia Jr. is up to 347. How many at bats has it been? He's had 105 plate appearances, 24 games, 98 at bats, 9 doubles, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. Yeah, I mean, I think here, once we get to early May, I'm going to look to re-side a couple people, or at least begin that process, right? Begin that process. We're still in the Dominican. Leon Pagan, low batting average, third baseman, strikeout. Okay. They think he can maybe be a reserve, even though he has a low batting average and a high strikeout rate. Really good arm, can turn a double play, and he's an elite. He's elite on the base pass, but based on that scouting report, I don't know why we think he can play in the majors. But anyways, we do get beat 13-10 to the Braves. We're taking out the White Sox now, as it is April the 24th. Lilla's definitely struggling. Like, he is down at 240. Lose 5-6. Lose 1-5. Lose 0-6. We just got swept by the freaking White Sox, man. That is, wow. Okay. That's bad. Like, nothing against the White Sox. And again, I know we're not great, but dang. You get swept by the White Sox. Ouch. 14-15 now for the Nationals. I mean, more realistic. Definitely more realistic. We do beat the Mets 13-3. Okay. Lose 0-6. And I think we're into May. And now that we're into May, I think we will probably try to reside. Lose 0-2. So we're 15-17. Jose Vasquez, a pitcher. He's a lefty, 6'2", 180. Lincoln, long arm lefty. Plus changeup, which is the best of his 3 pitches. He makes a risk for some home run problem or a set of loss of control. Okay. Esteban Ramirez. A changeup, a sinker, fastball, low, non-excited quality. Underwhelming stuff. Dude, like, can we just, like, find somebody? I mean, I appreciate the fact that we're not going to, like, hit home runs on all these prospects, but it'd be nice to find somebody in the minors who, like, we're like, hey, man, this dude's going to be good. Except for all these players like, hey, man, this guy sucks. So we're 15-17, so we have 130 games left. We are going to... Nice to see Dalen get back up to 250. Abrams 263, Woods at 269. Luis Garcia, I mean, he's just tearing the cover off the ball right now. 352 average, we'll call it 6.9. Million, 26 years old. Yeah, we're going to go in for a negotiation. Oh, before we do that, I should have done this. This is my fault. We have 57.9 million for extensions. Okay. Luis Garcia Jr., I'd be more than willing to accept my contract with the team. I'm seeking the following. A 5-year major league contract with an average annual salary of 11.7, totaling 58.7 million. Like, with that... So I'm a little apprehensive in just one area of this. Does that mean... I don't think it would, right? What I was gonna say is, like, does that mean then that we don't have that we're gonna have $0 up for extensions, right? Because he would take it all up. Buyout would be 3.4 million. What if we did? Can we do a 4-year deal? So at the end of his age 30 season, 12.2 million is what it would cost us. Player option. Oh, no, actually, we'll give it a team option, yeah. And then what if we said the buyout was 5.4 million? He does want to be in the starting lineup. Incentives. Oh, that's right. We have to change some of the names of the awards. I haven't done that. My bad. For the MVP, dude. I mean, if he wins the MVP, I'll give you $3 million. If you hit, let's say 300 plate appearances, I'll give you $500,000. We're gonna ask for a response. Recently submitted offer 4 years, 47.5 million. All right, and then Dalen. All right, what's his contract? 780 grand. Let's take a look at his contract extension. A 1-year major league contract. What if we do 2? I'll give you if you make an all-star appearance, I'll give you 250 grand. And let's say if you make 350 plate appearances, I'll give you $1 million. Well, dude. Okay, then what if we do... He wants a 1-year deal with a major league contract. I'm willing to get you up to $5 million. I don't like a team option without some guarantees. Okay, that's fair. What about that? So he just wants a 1-year deal. I don't want to re-sign you for a 1-year deal. All right. 4.2 million. What would his extension? What is it with these people in these 1-year contracts? I understand you're young, but long term he'd like a salary around 21.9 million for my free agent years. So for a 3-year deal, that would be about 45 million overall. All right, so what if we gave you a 3-year, $40 million deal $2 million for an all-star appearance, and $5 million if you ever win the MVP. And if you hit 500 plate appearances, we'll give you $2.5 million. So 3-year deal, $45.3 million. This is going to be 28.2, 40.3, with a possibility of another $7 million in incentives. All right, so we'll simulate a few days, see what happens with those contracts. As we're coming off of a 2-1 loss to the Mets here on the 1st of May. And then depending upon how much money we have left, I'll look into potentially re-signing James Wood. We beat the Brewers 4-3. Beat the Brewers 10-4. Lose to the Brewers 0-5. We have three deals. Hey, there we go. Luis Garcia Jr. inks deal. You were very wise in your latest proposal, and I'm not going to quibble with it. It said I'm going to take you up on the offer and sign an extension. There we go, Luis Garcia Jr. Well, it hasn't been updated, but it expires after the 2026 season. No, it doesn't. Not anymore. C.J. Abrams signs a new contract. I'm pleased to re-sign with Washington. You showed great commitment to get this deal done. Sometimes things get tricky at Tepper's Flair, but that is all part of the negotiation, and it is behind us. 25-year-old young shortstop. Fan reaction to C.J. Abrams' extension. Overall fan interest has increased slightly. Fans are pleased. Well, of course. I mean, I would hope they'd be. So we're 17 and 18 through 35 now. We'll simulate another day or two. Loss 0-6 to the Twins. I'm not thrilled with that. Fresh talent. Moises Leon, center fielder. Top of the scale speed. He'll never hit at a good clip. I mean, that is for sure. Oh, my goodness. Now, what I will say, you can't defend either. But he is just 16. But, I mean, with that kind of speed, wow. All right, so now let's see, has the contract been updated? No. Okay, so yeah, we can see he's got a 4-year contract. He's got his incentives. Even though his front homepage hasn't updated, so to speak, but C.J. Abrams, same thing with his contract, hasn't updated yet, but you can see he's got a 3-year contract. So let's go in here as we kind of get towards the end of this episode. Okay. We have $18.4 million remaining. James Wood does, yeah, if 10-year, he wants a 10-year contract. Dude, you're 23. $270 million. Well, actually more than that because it's 27. It's almost 28. So, yeah, $277,500,000. Now, obviously, we would lock him up long term. He does look like an elite prospect, but wow. That is a lot of money. Like that is a lot of money. And I mean, because here's like the only problem with that is freaking 29th is the budget of the payroll. Like we're not. Yeah, we're ooh. I mean, I knew it was gonna be expensive. Didn't know if I expected it to be that expensive. We do lose to the Twins again. Do beat the Twins 3-0 finally. Littell doesn't know hitter. Dude, like I've tried to just get to the point where freaking Lil resigns, but or at least tells me to F off. We lose to the Marlins 3-1. Beat the Marlins 5-4. Lose 18-9, dear Lord. Venezuela, Nicodemo Esposito, consistent average to above average bat speed, injury replacement or reserve role as a catcher. What is this dude doing? Like, we have a contract offer for you. I don't want to sign a 2-year, you to sign a 1-year contract. I would like you to sign a 3-year deal. This dude continues to up his no. I'm not doing this. We'll go into arbitration with you. You keep asking for like a 1-year deal, and then I keep giving it to you, and you keep saying, "Oh, well, I'm insulted." Lose to the Reds. Lose again, 8-1. And I'm not sure. He goes 5 for 5. Keep Bryant Hayes went 5 for 5 against us. We take youth into the Dominican, Manuel Perez. Alex Ruiz, another pitcher. Outstanding sinker plus fastball at his peak. Command is a problem. God. I mean, if he had better command, there's a possibility there. Yeah. Trevor Williams is out for 1 to 2 days. Hurt. Littell is having an issue with his injuries. Wood is down to 247. He is struggling. Millis is up to 243 though. Only hit 6 home runs. As much as I like him, I'm not going to give him $27 million a year for 6 home runs through 43 games. I mean, that'd be 24 home runs and a 250 average. That's not a $30 million a year player. But anyways, that's what we'll end today's episode. Thank you for your time today. I'll try to do better in the future. And I will talk to you all later.